I'm right there with you, Jamal. I'm right there with you. Uh, Shout out to Prize Picks off rip. My picks didn't go through like they could have today because certain things didn't go our way. But yeah, just very sad. But to come in here and man, I have so much to say, but y'all did great on the spaces tonight. You should start coming up to speak on the spaces, bro. Let me know. I'll get you up there for sure. Um, yeah, man, I got a lot to say, but I'm also very sad. For those of you that end up in here, during the live, it's very greatly appreciated. For those of you who watch it tomorrow, greatly appreciated because it's tough, especially when it's this late, and it sucks. I hate that we have to do it this late, but because we do the spaces now, but I just don't. On that note, let's get to the intro and start the sadness. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Knicks fans here, there, and abound. Welcome to Postgame Pouting with I Hate Sean. This is Postgame Pouting. I Hate Sean, and the Knicks took an extremely excruciating, heartbreaking loss tonight to the Cleveland Cavaliers in Cleveland, 95-93, in a game that was very, 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 very winnable. We played well for a good part of the night. We struggled for large parts of the night. We had an abysmal third quarter run after getting off to a great third quarter start. We gave up an onslaught of three-pointers. But we pulled it together and we got our way back into the game. RJ Barrett was phenomenal. We missed way too many free throws. RJ mainly. He was 5 for 10 from the line. That's unacceptable. He makes a couple of those. It's a different ball game. But I mean, and that's a really great thing to see. He's looking like a guy who can be a legitimate number one option, and we're seeing that transition. And I feel like part of seeing that transition, and I feel like that's a lot of what's very frustrating tonight, because at the end of that game, the ball should have gone to R.J. Barrett. And I'm not okay. You didn't get your first read. You didn't get your first option. So what was option two? What was option three? There have to be other options to this play. There have to be other options to what you have going on when you draw up a play at 1.7 seconds. It's unacceptable to end up getting the ball to Julius Randle 40 feet away from the basket with his back to the basket. At this point, we are not getting a legitimate shot. To enter a huddle after a timeout, whatever, and come out, that even happens. Late in the game, we get the rebound. We're coming down the court. The ball should immediately go to R.J. Barrett. Instead, Julius Randle dribbles down the court, dribbles the clock out for 10 to 15 seconds, and doesn't attack Dean Wade. And then when the soft double comes from Rondo, he clicks it out to RJ. RJ then pulls the three. Good shot, good look. It is what it is. I would have preferred for him to get the ball early in the shot clock or early in the clock period, so that he could have taken advantage of the mismatch he had. He could have easily taken Rondo to the basket. It's what he'd been doing the entire stretch of that, down with 7 seconds left, and Julius is standing at the elbow. Driving to the basket is really no longer an issue. That's not enough time while down two to reset everything, get Julius out the way, and then try to attack. It's just not going to work that way. So he took the shot. He got it in rhythm. If he hits that shot, it's a whole different night for us. I understand that. But I think that he should have gotten the ball. He was begging for the ball in the entire possession. And Julius kind of just gave it up out of formality because Rondo came over. Whatever it is, it's got to get figured out. Like Julius, it wasn't his night. It was RJ's night. And RJ, you got to give the ball to him. You got to give the ball to him and let the chips fall where they may. Instead, Julius is still steadfast on, it's his team. He's the guy, blah, blah, blah. Even though Julius Randle possessions at the end of the game have yielded us pretty much nothing that counted because the only game winner he hit was in the preseason. So, I mean, it is what it is. It's just frustrating. Frustrating overall. We got to hit free throws. Julius Randle's effort in the second half was also awful, putrid. And it's really sad because in the beginning of the third quarter, he was doing really well. He was pressuring Evan Mobley, created a few turnovers. The Cavs turned the ball over 20 where, I'm not a fire tips guy. I don't, I try not to overreact to certain things. But at some point, something's got to be done. And there's no reason for Quentin Grimes not to be the starter on Wednesday night. It's off the ball. He then shot well on the other end of the floor. You have to play him as many minutes as he can handle. And at this point, you may as well start him. Put your best players on the floor. Quentin Grimes and RJ as your wing defenders is going to be great for us. I haven't been killing Evan Fournier. I don't know if you guys have noticed. I haven't been killing Evan Fournier lately. It's pointless. I don't really think anything's going to come out of it. Like, it is what it is. I'm not tripping. But, like, he had those 7 points in, like, the first 2 minutes of the game. And after that, like, what did he do? He didn't get a single, like, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Like, he did nothing else. Nothing else. He's just straight. Other than 7 points, Evan Fournier is pure zeros across the board. And he wasn't a good defender. So it's just like, come on, bro. Like, that means outside of those first 2 minutes, the man gave us nothing all night. And that's just unfortunate. But, you know, at some point, you got to move on from that. Fournier out of the fourth quarter again tonight. How many times are you going to have to leave a guy out of the fourth quarter before you realize he shouldn't be starting the game? Quentin Grimes should be the starter on Wednesday. There's no reason. There's nothing going on. There's no, oh, it's too early. There's no, oh, blah, 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 blah. If we want to be the best team we can possibly be, I want to see us start acting like it. So Quentin Grimes should be starting on Wednesday. From now on, every single game that comes out, every single time they drop that first 5 graphic, they got, you know, last year we said we were tired of the picture because Alfred kept being in it, so they thought they'd get a little creative and make it like a... It's not even Evan Fournier slander. I haven't been slandering him. He's been shooting better lately. That's all I really asked for. He hasn't been great, but he hasn't been awful. But Quentin, at this point, if you're serious about being a better basketball team, I should see the better player on the floor. That graphic needs to come out with Quentin Grimes. I've had enough. I'm no longer asking nicely. Start Quentin Grimes at the 2. Immediately. The Kemba thing, Randall Mitchell Robinson. Boom. Simple. Put the best players on the floor. That's it. We're a much better defensive team. We can push the pace a little bit. We can space the floor still. Like let's do something, bro. Come on. Like, I'm just... Whatever. I'm over it. Let's get to the comments, man. I'm sorry. Oh... Jamal said, I got nothing, Sean, just pure sadness, pure sadness. We desperately miss Rose, and I mean desperately miss I desperately miss last year's Julius. Man, I had so much to say, but y'all did great on the space tonight. Salute. Yeah, we desperately miss Rose, and yeah, I desperately miss last year's Julius, bro. Like, you know, those couple plays in the third quarter, I hate it. I hate it for anybody. I hate it for role players. I hate it for, because I try not to kill people on here. Like, even with Kemba, I was like, well, you know, he jumped that pass in the first quarter. That was good defense. Like, wait, that's nasty. When I'm like, oh, yeah, Julius was terrible in the third quarter. Kevin Love was burning him all over the floor. He wasn't closing out, wasn't rotating, things like that. But, like, yeah, he made those couple plays against Evan Mobley. Like, those couple plays were great. Play like that the whole game. Your whole game should be with that kind of intensity and pressure. You're capable. You're capable. So anytime that you spend not doing it is you making a decision not to. Effort is non-negotiable. And it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what Julius Randle does. It doesn't matter how little he tries. It doesn't matter. We got the best Obi Toppin game we've gotten in quite some time. I've been saying for weeks that Obi Toppin is simply being hindered by Tibbs. And, you know, it sucks. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. The reality we have, and at this point, he's not going to get an opportunity. Tonight he was 3 for 4 from 3. Obi was hitting threes. He was active. He was doing all the normal good things he does, and he was hitting threes. And still couldn't stay on the floor. How many minutes did Obi play tonight? I'm scared to look. 15 minutes. 15 minutes on a night where he had 13 points and was 5 for 9 from the field, 3 for 4 from 3. He had 6 boards. And Julius played 32 minutes and was 6 for 17. Like, I feel like if Julius Randle is 6 for 17, and just the low energy he was bringing at times in the game, you can find a couple more minutes for Obi Toppin on a night where he's playing really well. Like, you got to be able to be, you know, like, it's got to be more flexible, more malleable. Like, this is nasty, bro. This is really nasty. Oh, Jonathan Blair was good. Said trade Fournier, Burks, and waive Kemba. Yo, in any way, shape, form, or fashion, please take him. Don't care what you give us back. Don't even give anything back. I don't care at all. Take Evan Fournier off my hands. Unfortunately, nobody wants Evan Fournier. I'm almost certain of it. Like, I'm not much of a betting man. I mean, shout out to Prize Picks. You feel me? I dibbled out. Nobody's lining up. Nobody's banging our phone line for him. So Alec Burks has to go. It's a casualty. You feel me? I don't hate Alec Burks. I don't have anything against him. Yeah, you should move Burks. Get something for him, whatever it may be. And he's done, like, hurry up and do it too, because he's been bad. Alec Burks has been really bad lately. And I don't want to, like, I'm trying not to kill anybody, honestly. But Alec Burks has been bad. We've gotten a lot of nothing from Alec Burks. What did he do today? 18 minutes. 0 for 4 from the field. 0 for 2 from 3. Yeah. IQ. Really tough shooting night. 1 for 10 from the field. Pretty gross. I loved him and the Grimes being on the floor together. They both made it, so they played the entire fourth quarter when guys are earning that time because we had to play Evan Fournier? What are we doing? For real. When you look at Quentin Grimes and the way that he shut Darius Garland down tonight, the way that he was all over him, all over the floor, and the way that he was able to shoot the basketball in times where really nobody else was scoring, and you think about the fact that that guy didn't get on the court for probably 20 to 25 minutes of real time in the second half because Evan Fournier had to get the rest of his steps on his Apple Watch. What are we doing? What is being done? I don't understand it. I don't, but I need it to stop. I do, especially because we're losing basketball games. It's one thing if you're running off a bunch of wins and Evan Fournier's in the lineup and you're just, I don't want to fix something that's not broken. Okay. What have we lost now? 4 out of 5? What are we doing? Start making changes, bro. Do what needs to be done. Adjust. Please. There's no reason for Quentin Grimes not to start on Wednesday. And I'm scared to say it. I already know it's not going to happen, so I'm already pre-upset. But there's just no reason for it. Ulysses said, should have been winnable. Almost was, but terrible draws by Tibbs. Poor free throw shooting got us again. Yeah, Tibbs can't. Your life depends on it. It would be slow for him. He might just start saying his goodbyes. It's really sad. It's very unfortunate. It's pretty annoying. Very disgusting that with 1.7 seconds on the clock, what we got was Julius with his back to the basket at 40 feet. It's abysmal, bro. It's got to be better. Namely, RJ. Big Task at hand said, are the Knicks the definition of insanity? Maybe we're the definition of insanity, bro. Maybe they don't expect a different result. Who knows? Maybe it's us. Maybe it's our fault. Maybe it's me, bro. I don't know. I don't know what else to do. I feel very defeated. And it sucks because overall, this wasn't necessarily a terrible night. This is a good team. We went in there. We competed. We stayed with it. It's not a back-breaking loss or anything like that, but it just was so winnable, bro. They turned the ball over 20 times. 20 times, bro. 20, 2-0. Come on, bro. Come on. We shot 42% from the field. We shot 32% from three. We shot 52% from the free throw line. Good grief. We shot 52% from the free throw line and lost by 2 points. That's sickening. Oh. Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Jamal said, only thing I think is being overlooked is the fact that Julius is really doing the same stuff as last year, just he's not hitting his shots. No, he's not doing the same stuff as last year. Last year, Julius was trying all the time. Literally all the time. I was never really upset with Julius ever last year. I never felt like Julius, and it's one thing to have, to take one play off or it happens. It's basketball, and nobody's perfect. Nobody's a well-oiled machine every single play of the game. But in the grand scheme of things, Julius Randle has nowhere near the effort level he has last year, nowhere near the defensive intensity he had last year, nowhere near the directed aggression, if that makes sense. And he's also not shooting wide open jumpers. He did it again today. I'm tired of talking about it. So I don't know how he's not tired of doing it. I would love for him to stop pump faking and passing up wide open 3-pointers to take worse shots. I would really love for him to stop doing that because I would love to stop talking about it. I am so tired of repeating myself. I don't even like post-game pouting. We've been over this a million times. I love y'all. Thank you so much for pulling up, especially on a day like today where we did the space for so long and, it's a tough game. You pull up in here 2 hours after the game is over. That is love immensely. Thank you so much. Truly, I love y'all from the bottom of my heart. But I hate this show. I hate getting on here and complaining and talking about the same things over and over and over again. No adjustments are being made. It's still the same thing. It's still the same. Effort is non-negotiable. I'm tired of saying that. Multiple points this game. I think that we went like stretch of like 3 minutes in the fourth quarter without scoring, or like with one field goal or something like that. At one point, we went like they were on like a 17-0 run. Like, what? How many times are we gonna struggle to get a basket? Something has got to give, bro. Something's got to give. And I feel like the ball needs to, like, listen, man, you see it here. Well, I don't know how well you can see it. The light is kind of, I got RJ's team. And that needs to be figured out. That's a dynamic that doesn't necessarily have to be spoken on. It is what it is. Has to understand that sometimes it's RJ. And tonight it was RJ. RJ should have had that ball coming up the court, bro. I'm not going to get over that. He was begging for the ball. Because he knew it was supposed to be him. You've got to know when it's supposed to be the other guy, bro. So I'm hoping, whatever it may be, I understand things are a process. But damn, I don't want to see that again. I agree with giving Cam a chance to prove himself. I disagree with people tripping about Cam not playing today. I think there's got to be a middle ground where we can be realistic about what we're dealing with, right? I did not think that Cam was just going to get here and immediately when he got in, like, just start playing over Alec Burks and Evan Fournier and people who Tibbs has been playing all year. I didn't want him to take minutes from Quentin Grimes. I'm glad that's not happening. But we're going to have to work our way toward, I think somebody's got to get moved. Cam is going to have to work his way in, whatever. But once I heard Kemba was playing today, I knew that Cam Reddish was not. He got 5 minutes last game and Kemba wasn't playing. So we got to be realistic about certain things. So hopefully we start to see him be able to play soon. Hopefully he starts to work his way in soon. Hopefully whatever move we make that's going to consolidate or make whatever happens soon, as soon as possible, so that we stop wasting time in the play tonight. 100%. Between what makes sense and between what we're already dealing with Tibbs, there's no way I thought Cam Reddish was playing. If Cam Reddish would have checked into the game tonight, I would have been shocked. So I don't want us to. I saw a lot of people like, oh, how do we not play Cam? Blah blah blah. It's okay. That was expected. That's part of it. Hopefully, I mean, if it's a month from now and Cam's not playing, then we can be annoyed. Then we can be upset. But right now, things got to work themselves out. Oh, Eric Kang, what's good? My guy said, run up those likes. Hey, facts, run the likes up. You feel me? Hit the like button, subscribe. And now, so I think I get caught up in those spaces sometimes when we get the conversation going. But there's enough people in there that they can keep the conversation going. I can probably jump over here a little bit earlier. So I'll try to figure that out. We can try to figure that out, whatever. Like, we can find a system that works. I'm sorry for the lateness or whatever, and, for the adjustment period. We just started doing these spaces because of the Prize Picks deal. So, once again, shout out to Prize Picks. I hope you guys made your picks today. And if you made your picks today, I hope they went well. But if you haven't started using Prize Picks yet, I made some pretty easy money yesterday. Came pretty close today. But it was my fault for betting the over on Evan Fournier. I should have known better. I actually do know better. I just tried to, just like, why not? And, of course, he let me down. But, yeah, head over to Prize Picks and make your deposit. Use the code TKW, you feel me? And they'll match your deposit for whatever it is, up to $100. So that's free money for your parlays. Get over there. Go ahead and do that and join us because you can win pretty easily. We'll let you know our picks. It's picks that we're making on a daily basis, things like that. Tap in if you're ever about to make a pick and you want to know something. Tibbs needs to help him by staggering his minutes and playing him with the center who isn't glued to the paint. Is that about Julius? Excuse me. We don't really have centers who aren't glued to the paint. Nerlens Noel is glued to the paint. Taj Gibson is not really glued to the paint. He's got a little mid-range jumper and he steps out every once in a while. Mitchell Robinson is a great vertical threat, so that helps. I just think Julius needs to help himself. During this 3-minute stretch in the beginning of the third quarter, you look like you really cared about basketball because you pressured Evan Mobley. It should be damn. Julius Randle had, imagine if Quentin Grimes only really pressured Darius Garland for 3 minutes today. Nah, Quentin Grimes had Darius Garland in jail. He had him busting his ass, playing great defense on the ball, off the ball, all of it. All of it. You have to show up all night. You can't pressure Evan Mobley and force a couple turnovers and then watch Kevin Love shoot 4 3-pointers. Like some of those, Kevin Love was so open on some of those. I didn't find out it was Randle that was supposed to be covering him until like 5 minutes later, when I saw replays and stuff like that. That's how open he was. That's how much of his job he wasn't doing defensively. And was he held accountable for it? Of course not. The energy level was pathetic. I got my friends who aren't even Knicks fans. My friend watched the game for like 5 minutes. She was like, what's wrong with Julius? She texted me again today. She's like, Julius has done a complete 180 in terms of like, he looks like he doesn't care. Julius, he's missing free throws. What's wrong with Julius? He's turning the ball over. No, what's wrong with Julius? He looks like he doesn't care. That's nasty. That's disgusting. And it's despicable. I'll be damned. They ask us every day. Hashtag NBA All-Star for Julius Randle. Kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. Julius Randle has gotten maybe 1 or 2 RTs out of me. Last season, I don't know if you remember, I was on this show yelling, imploring everything I could, telling everybody they need to vote for Julius Randle or they're not a real Knicks fan. Because every single was doing whatever I could. I was busting my images in there so that it gets more, whatever it took. I was busting my ass for Julius Randle because Julius Randle busted his ass for us. This year, in terms of the All-Star game, voting for him, kiss my ass. Big Task Hand said, is it me or does it always buffer and lag during your live streams, bro? It's pissing me off. I don't know. I didn't have the greatest internet before. Then I got new internet because my roommate moved out and I had to put it in my name. And it's like even worse now, it seems. It's very strange. It's breaking my heart. I'm really sorry. I hate it. I hate when I watch it back the next day and it's like, I don't understand how I'm limited to a maximum of 25 megabits.